Hello again, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Business. Now, government's borrowings must be used in targeted areas of the economy in order to keep the economy afloat during global health crisis. That was the view of the West Africa Regional Director for CATS International, Apia Kuma Kusi Adumaku. He was speaking on the business edition of the PM Express on JoyNews last night. Mr. Adumaku also advised banks not to put pressure on businesses to recover their loans since businesses are in difficult times as a result of the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic.
We have this Fiscal Responsibility Act that put a cap on how much government can borrow in relation to the 5% from the fiscal deficit. Yes. And now this year, government is looking at 4.7% of the GDP. Yeah. I'm not very sure that we can meet that target. And in this crisis time, I think that the government can go to Parliament to seek for derogation of that particular line, to allow government to go beyond that, because we are in crisis time, say that we can use those resources to salvage the economy. Because if we allow this cap to restrict us, I think we might end up sliding deep into a recession, if not even a depression. So I think that government needs to do that. But government borrowing should also be very targeted to sectors and businesses that they think that they can have a good impact, potential impact in sustaining the economy. And I also want to say that business have also gone for loans. And if, let's say, because of this crisis, you are not able to pay your loan, I think that there should be a measure saying that the banks will not come and attach your property because you have defaulted. That is a very key thing that Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana needs to do to prevent businesses from being attacked by banks for not paying loans because of this crisis. Because certainly we are in different times, and when you are in crisis time, I think things are not business as usual. You need to come up with, extraordinary measures.
The Auditor General, Daniel Domelevo, has charged accountants to lead the fight against corruption through more diligent and transparent auditing of accounts. The Auditor General made a call in an interview with Joy Business on the sidelines of the 2020 induction ceremony of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana, in Accra.
According to a report by the United Nations Development Programme, corruption is costing Ghana's economy 13.5 billion cedis annually. The menace also cost the global economy $3.6 billion, as some estimated to be about 5% of the global gross domestic product. According to the Auditor General Daniel Domelevo, accountants have a key role in curbing the corruption in both the public and the private sectors through the transparent and diligent audit of accounts.
The antidotes of corruption include transparency and accountability. That is, people knowing how their money was used, what they use it for, who is the beneficiary, etc. And this is done by producing financial statements to inform the public. If this is not done professionally, if this is not done according to standards and is not done regularly, what happens is that people take advantage of non-existence of transparency and accountability, and they use public funds. So when you produce this information and people are being held accountable, it deters other people from similar behaviors. And accountants are best placed to do this. You have them in the districts, we have them in the ministries, we have them everywhere else. And even in the private sector, every government, every institution, private or government, have got an accountant. And if they're able to discharge their work professionally, I think it will help fight corruption, be it in the public sector or in the private sector.
The Auditor General made a call when he spoke at the first 2020 induction ceremony at the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana, in Accra. President of the Institute urged accountants to be guided by best practices to aid the fight against corruption.
We have standards and regulations guiding the accounting profession. So in fighting corruption, all boils down to going or abiding the regulations we have in the accounting profession. If you go by the ethics, the standards, and in line with everything you do, as an accountant, I think the corruption itself will come out. It's not something you are going to hunt for like hunters, but you go for an audit and use the principles of auditing. Any error or any fraud will come out by itself. And that's what we are urging all accountants to go by the standards of the profession, but not by their own imaginations.
For Joy Business, Shilata Maklu reporting.
And that's business for now, but I'm coming back shortly with more business on the marketplace. Good afternoon to you.